Welcome to the Researcher Zukan. Today I'm at the Kwasan Observatory, an astronomical observatory of Kyoto University, to meet Dr. Hiroaki ISOBE. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
ISOBE. Dr. ISOBE is currently working on the plasma physics of the sun, and I would like to talk with him about his research and his future directions. So could you please tell us about your research?
Yes, I have been working on solar physics, the field which studies the sun. So if you look at the sun in the sky, it is very stable and steady, and all the life depending on this stability of the sun. But if you look at the sun in a different wavelengths, it is very different from what you know. So I will show you one of the movies. This is the sun seen in X-ray from the satellite. So you can see that this is very different and actively moving, and very different from what you know as a usual sun, and it's very active. And occasionally you have very strong brightening, which is called solar flare. This is a big explosion caused by a magnetic field near the sunspot. So since I saw this movie for the first time in the student, I was so fascinated by the beauty of this image. So since then, I have been studying mainly about why such an explosive event in the sun called solar flares occurs based on the plasma physics knowledge.
I see. So could you tell us about the approach you do?
Yes. I have two approaches. One is to analyze this data taken from the satellite or telescope to understand what is occurring there. This is one approach. But this is not enough because one reason is that we cannot do any experiment in the laboratory of the sun simply because it's too big. The other reason is that the information obtained from the observation is very limited. This is particularly true for the astronomy because its object is very far. So what I do is use a technique called computer simulation. So I do this like this. I put something like a virtual sun inside the computer and solve the basic equation of plasma physics to predict what will happen for this virtual sun in the computer. And then I analyze the obtained solution from the computer to understand the basic physics of the plasma. So solar observation and computer simulation, these two approaches I'm using for my research.
I see. So based on the research, what can you provide to other researchers? What can you do?
Okay, two things. One is the knowledge as well as this beautiful image and movies of the sun. Okay, I will show you a different example. This is zoom up image or movie of solar flares taken by EUV wavelengths. So this is ultraviolet. So this is very beautiful. So this could be even art. So what I can provide is this kind of very beautiful movie from the sun and associated knowledge about the solar physics. This is one thing. The other thing is related to plasma physics, because what is occurring in the sun is some processes of the magnetized plasma. This is common with, for example, the nuclear fusion plasma, as well as plasma in a space environment around the Earth. So basic physics are common, but the plasma parameter is very different from the sun to the ground-based experiment. So in that sense, we can study the different regime of the plasma physics. This is very good. So comparison with different regime of the plasma of the common physics is very important to understand the very basic physics of the plasma. So if some researchers are interested in plasma processes occurring in a solar environment, I can provide this kind of knowledge to them.
I see, that'd be nice. Okay, so what do you plan to do in your future research?
Yes, my future direction is, of course, I want to continue basic physics of the sun, but one direction could be very different from what I have been doing so far. I am interested in what is the effect of this solar phenomena, or in some sense, space environment to the future of the human races in future. This is important because, for example, if you look at this movie, sometimes you see a very noisy signature inside the movie. This is a very strong radio emission from solar flares that could be dangerous for spacecraft as well as the astronauts who is doing some activity in space. So, in an age when more and more people go to the space, it is very important to understand and predict the effect of the solar activity for the human activity inside the space. And furthermore, in further future, more and more, not only the astronauts, but normal people will go to the space, moon, other planets in future. Yes. There must be such age in some future. It could be 10 years later, or 100 years later, or 1,000 years later, but we must go there at some point. And I am very interested in what is, how we can maintain a good social structure in such age, because I am interested in to construct a society in which even weak people, like disabled people or economically weak people, can live happily. It's nice to have such society. Of course, people are trying hard to realize the society even now, but this all based on the current economical situation in which even slightly we are becoming richer and richer in a global sense. This may not be true in future in an age when we go to space, because the resources are very limited in space, so perhaps only limited number of people can go there, even if we can no longer live on Earth. Can we maintain a good society in such age? It's very important subject of research, but research not only by, of course, not by the astrophysics, not only by solar physics. It is kind of research in which many people from different fields must collaborate. But I'm interested in to start collaboration with different people from different fields to think about what is the future society in an age when we go to the space.
I feel that is a very difficult but important question, it seems. Okay, so including that, what types of researchers do you want to collaborate with?
Yes, that's a very important question. I have been working in the field of natural science in general. So I have many collaborators in the field of solar physics, space science. But unfortunately, I have not been contacted with people who are studying, for example, sociology, laws, mental health, or culture, because here, Japanese culture is very important for us. But when we go to space, what could be the local culture? This is a very interesting topic. If only the astronauts go to space, it doesn't make a big problem. But if the society moves to the other place, how to maintain our local history of society is something different, and it's very important. So I want to have a collaboration with the people. So I will repeat, studying sociology, laws, culture, mental health, everything which is outside the natural science. Everything we need to think about the future society. So I want to collaborate with these people.
I see. Well, I guess they are willing to collaborate with you too.
I hope so,
Yes.
but you know, it's more like a science fiction. So, but I want to do real, serious research. But maybe for the first glance, it sounds like science fiction. So I'm just worried about people think about I'm not doing a serious science.
No, well, but it is a serious science,
Yes.
and it will be. Okay.
Yes.
So, well, thank you very much, Dr. Isobe,
Thank you for coming.
and thank you for listening. And see you again at the Researcher Zukan.
Bye bye.